Hello everyone, my name is Ruturaj from Annasab Dange College of Engineering and Technology, ASTA, Department of Aeronautical Engineering. In this video, we will see servicing and maintenance of Oleo strut under the guidance of Professor Sanus sir. So without wasting further more time, let's ride into it. The strut on any airplane serves a critical purpose. They provide the shock absorber necessary to prevent the airframe structure from enduring too much stress from the impact loads incurred on landings. Even taxi operation imposes stress on airframe every time the gear hits bump or uneven surface. These struts absorb the bulk of these loads and prevent them from being transmitted to airframe. To understand and visualize this, we will see one video. A small amount of hydraulic fluid is under pressure by nitrogen gas in a straight cylinder. A piston attached to the aircraft wheels flies back and forth, compressing the gas which absorbs the energy when hitting the runway. Now we will see construction of strut. A typical pneumatic hydraulic shock struts uses compressed air or nitrogen combined with hydraulic fluid to absorb and dissipate the shock loads. It is sometimes referred as air or oil or oleo strut. A shock strut is constructed of two telescopic cylinders or tubes that are closed on external ends. The lower cylinder is called piston and is free to slide in and out of the upper cylinder. Two chambers are formed. The lower chamber is always filled with hydraulic fluid and upper chamber is filled with compressed air or nitrogen. And between the two cylinders provides a passage for fluid from the bottom chamber to enter the top cylinder chamber when strut is compressed. The left figure shows the torque link and the right figure shows the simmer damper which is used in assembly of strut. Now we will see the shock strut operation. Arrows show the movement of fluid during compression and extension of the strut. The compression stroke of shock strut begins as the aircraft wheels touches the ground. As the center of mass of aircraft moves downward, the strut compresses and the lower cylinder or piston is forced upward into the upper cylinder. The metering pin is therefore moved up through the orifice. The taper up pin controls the rate of fluid flow from the bottom cylinder to the top cylinder at all points during the compression stroke. In this manner, the greatest amount of heat is dissipated through the walls of the strut. At the end of the downward stroke, the compressed air in the upper cylinder is further compressed, which limits the compression stroke of the strut with the minimal impact. During taxi operations, the air in the tires and strut combines to smooth out bumps. You can see a servicing valve which is used. Basically, there are two types of servicing valves. The one is core type and other is the without core type. The figure A shows the core type valve and figure B shows the without core type valve. As you can see this in the exploded view. Now we will see how servicing is done. Position the aircraft so that the shock struts are in the normal ground operating position. Make certain that the personnel's work stand and other obstacles are clear of the aircraft. If the maintenance procedure required, securely jack the aircraft. Remove the cap from the air servicing valve as shown in figure. Check the swell nut for tightness. If the servicing valve equipped with the core valve, depress it to release any air pressure that may be trapped under the core in the valve body as shown in figure B. Always be positioned to side of the trajectory of any valve core in case it releases. Loosen the swell nut. For a valve with a core, rotate the swell nut just counterclockwise using a tool designed for this purpose. Depress the valve core to release all the air in the strut. For a valve without a valve core, rotate the swell nut sufficiently to allow the all air to escape. When all air has escaped from the strut, it should be compressed completely. Aircraft on a jack may need to have the lower strut jack with an exerciser jack to achieve full compression of the strut. Remove the valve core of an AN6287 valve as shown in figure D using a valve core removal tool. Then remove the entire service valve by unscrewing the valve body from the strut as shown in figure E. Fill the strut with hydraulic fluid to the level of the service valve port with the approved hydraulic fluid. The fluid used for strut servicing is MIL H5606. Reinstall the air service valve assembly using a new O-ring packing. Torque according to applicable manufacturer specifications. Inflate the strut. A threaded fitting from a controlled source of high pressure air or nitrogen should be screwed should be screwed onto the servicing wall. Control the flow with service wall swell nut. The correct amount of inflation is measured in psi on some stud. The other manufacturer specifies stud to be inflated until the extension of the lower stud is certain measurement. Follow manufacturer instruction. Once inflated, tighten the swell nut and torque as specified. Remove the fill hose fitting and finger tighten the wall cap of the wall. Now we will see bleeding of the strut. It may be necessary to bleed shock strut during the service operation or when air becomes trapped in the hydraulic fluid inside the strut. This can be caused by low hydraulic fluid quantity in a strut. Bleeding is normally done with the aircraft on jacks to facilitate repeated extension and compression of the strut to expel the interrupt air. Construct and attach a bleed hose containing a fitting suitable for making an airtight connection at the shock strut service wall port. Ensure a long enough hose to reach the ground while the aircraft is on jacks. Jack the aircraft until the shock strut are fully extended. Release any air pressure in the shock strut. Remove the air service wall assembly. Fill the strut to level of the service port with the approved hydraulic fluid. Attach the bleed hose to the service port and insert the free end of the hose into a container of a clean hydraulic fluid. The hose end must remain below the surface of the fluid. Place an exerciser jack or other suitable jack under the shock strut jacking point. Compress and extend the strut fully by raising and lowering the jack. Continue this process until all air bubbles cease to form in the container of hydraulic fluid. Compress the strut slowly and allow it to extend by its own weight. Remove the exerciser jack, lower the aircraft and remove all other jacks. Remove the bleed hose assembly and fitting from the service port of the strut. Install the air service wall, torque and inflate the shock strut to the manufacturer specifications. This is process which is followed during the bleeding. As first figure you can see hose is connected to the wall ports from where the hydraulic oil will be bleed. Second figure we can see how the hydraulic oil is to be collected in a container, and the third figure shows the discarded oil container. Now we will come to the which hydraulic fuel which is used in a strut. Basically MIL H5606A hydraulic fluid is used, where MIL stands for military and H stands for hydraulic fluid, and 5606 stands for the designated oil performance properties. These are the process we have followed for the servicing and the maintenance of the oleo strut. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.